Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. If everything goes as a plan, this video should be on air on December 1st and we're gonna start our new project with you. But right now, as I record, it's November 20th. Yes, I started this video way ahead so I can show you a little bit of the progress what I'm working on. So this canvas I received from Fansel. Oh, that was a long pause. Okay, sorry. So this canvas I received from Fansel, and because I was looking for something to point, I'm gonna just grab my tweezers. So the image called Winter Trip, it's 14 count Ada and 36 by 44 centimeters image. You can see where is all this white, it's not stitch area, so it's kind of like a partial stitching, and it's a golden retrievers, and I own a golden retriever, and this canvas is really kind of speaks to me because I have this fluffy monster in my house and he is such a good puppy. So I wanted to start somewhere that we can see how beautiful this cross stitching could be, and this is by Joy Sunday. So I started to cross stitch farm section in here. I wanted first start from the puppy, but I decided if I start from the center in here, I might will go all the way around, and that's kind of will be a little bit maybe look messy. So I pick the farm. So it's a barn, the cows in here. Let's make it more close. Okay, too much. Okay. So we have in here big pine trees, cows, and a farm. Looks like they have a wreath, Christmas wreath in here on the top of the barn. And there is a lots of backstitching in here. I started a little bit create this road, but if I can show you the barn itself and the cows, you can see how much backstitching up there. All those black lines, we have to outline them, and that's how you're supposed to see the beautiful image. So I will show you what I created so far, because I really want to show you before backstitching and after, so you can see the difference. And here it is so far what I created. Okay, so for now the trees already fully stitched, the barn fully stitched, and there's brown spots on the cows, and I kind of while I'm stitching in here and I have a leftover thread in my needle, then I just go around and stitch a little bit more just to finish. For example, I was working on the red walls of the barn, I have a thread left, so I kind of stitch a little bit in here. With those light colors I stitch a little bit road. So if I flip on this side, you can see my back, how it's look like, and where is exactly stitched. A little bit of brown colors in here, red, and here is my back stitch on the back of the canvas. Not the back stitching, but on the back of the canvas. Yeah, so I really wanted to show you this canvas before back stitching and how this gonna look like when I do my stitching, and you will see how big difference that will make. Let me just lift it up camera a little bit. Okay, so far I think it looks beautiful. This canvas are so easy to work on because basically the roof in here is created by two colors, kind of straight lines. Maybe it would be better if this would be like a little bit like in and out, so it's not a straight, but maybe that's the design of the roof. We can't argue with that. The wall in here, it's like 4, how many colors in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 or 6 colors. So you can see the coloring up there blend very nice together. The cows was stitching only those brown patches, and that's it. So you kind of see only patches but not cow itself, because all these lines we have to outline them to create backstitch, and that's how this canvas will appear and come to life. So what I'm thinking right now, I want to backstitch everything that needs to be done in here, and actually there's no backstitching on these trees at all, only on the 3 cows, and lots of backstitching on the barn itself. I will stitch this by myself, and then in here, those fence area, we will stitch that backstitching together with you, because I want to do tutorial. There's a different kind of backstitching we could create in here, and I think this is the perfect canvas would be to create backstitching in 2 different kinds, just to show you what I know. And if we like, we will keep it. If we don't like, we will go to a regular stitching. So yes, that's my project. I stitched this one in 3 days. Not exactly 3 days, but I was stitching for 3 days, as much time as I had to stitch. And I'm not sure how many stitches I done in here, because if you would count by the like a squares in 100 stitches, that would be like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, those edges that coming out to the other side. So I think it's around maybe 1500 stitches in here, if I would count all together what I've done. Not sure. But such an easy canvas to work on. And if I show you pattern that I follow, like you can see those trees, for example, look how easy they attach to each other. Like there's not much like a big thread that you have to connect them with each other. It's not. It's very easy to stitch. And if we put the barn itself, maybe on this pattern will be see better. Okay, you see how much of the backstitching we need to be done, all those light colors. But the roof, only 2 colors, and look how easy those blocks of the colors, that's easy to follow. And then the walls of the barn, also very easy to follow, because they all kind of colors connect and there's no single stitches. Yeah, very easy. So in here I didn't want it to cut my thread and have to go from one cow to another cow to those like a O or 0 symbols. What I did in here, I did my method that I showed you a tutorial long time ago. I did, where's those cows? You're not gonna see right now, but from one cow to another I wave my thread under those stitches. Same thing in here, I wave through them and you're not gonna see them. The only thing you need to be careful the way you stitch in here, not to put your thread from one tree to another, because this is a partial stitching. So if you put your threads from here to here, you will see dark line go through from the tree to the tree later when you wash your canvas, and it could be visible if it's a dark thread behind. So you really have to kind of wiggle. The way I stitch kind of like, I go like this way, then go this way down to go to my next tree, and I wiggle this side and go this side. So that's how I stitch my tree, so I don't have connectors between them. Same thing you have to remember in here where is a partial. Other than that, the canvas are so easy. Like look the swatches of the colors and how they go. It's very easy to follow pattern, very easy. So I'm really happy with this one, and I'm just gonna say to you thank you for watching this episode, and by the snap of my finger you should see right now back stitching. Now what do you think? Now I have created here 2 colors of back stitching. Let's see how much you can see. The black outline looks really good on those cows. Now there's another back stitching around the roof, all the way around in here and here, and it's very tiny line go down in here. Rest of it's a black back stitching, and I can show you how this looks like on another side. If we can look right now, it looks more messy now a little bit, but I think it's still good enough, and that's how it's gonna be look, because you have to manage your back stitch and go back and forth. But I mean, the sharpness of the image right now, I think you can tell how much it looks different and better. So obviously this tree is staying kind of like a far away. You pretend it's a snowy day, and you don't need a sharp because they kind of like a behind a barn. So the main focus is this gorgeous barn and a cows, not the tree in this example. But I have to say that this is such a fun. I love back stitching, especially on this canvas. It was so easy and it's lots of fun. So I really encourage you to do and try back stitching, and I will provide you with tutorial in this video. This video gonna be maybe a little bit longer than usual, I'm not sure, but I want to do as much as possible details for you in here. Now when we outline this written here, look how beautiful they look like with the red bow, and then you can see the doors of the barn in here, kind of broken sides of the, not broken, but the way the back stitching is stitched looks like a, you know, the would not perfect line, which is barn shouldn't have. Now look at those faces of the cow. Look, 2 of them looking forward, this one cow looking the other way, so kind of we don't see a face but just in a sideway. And this one you can see the faces in here and in here. I think they look adorable. Oh my god, I love it. If you want to have a good easy cross stitching, this is definitely something to go after for. Okay, so now what I'm going to do by myself, I will stitch, it's already stitched in here in this light color in here. All is left for me to stitch those black dots, so it's another color. So I will stitch them all in here, and then we will do back stitch together with you, and I will show you in here 2 ways how you can do it. And I hope you will learn something new today, or maybe just a little bit reminder that you knew already. But this barn looks so gorgeous right now. I really love it, and the further we go, the more beautiful that look how sharp. And if we look in here on a picture itself with the barn, it's reflective of course because of the shiny paper. Maybe better, no, it's okay. Let me just show you on this one. Nice and bright, so kind of look exactly, look how beautiful it will be when this truck will turn to the red color as well. The colors combo of red is really beautiful. Nice transition from color to color, and it's create shadow and highlights. Just gorgeous. I do have some other idea, but I will have to keep the idea in my mind for a while for myself till I finish this canvas cross stitch as a regular stitching, and then I will see if I want to add something else in here. Wow, I really love right now. Okay, I'm going back to work, and it's still November 20th, so I create this back stitching pretty fast, maybe like an hour or so. It was fun. It was fun. Maybe more than an hour, to be honest, but it is easy to work. All right, see you in a second. Hello everyone, it's November 30th now, and here I am. I decided to do back stitching tutorial closest to December 1st as much as possible, just to show you more progress that I created. So what I did, there's lots of colors in here added to the truck. I finished all the red colors that go on the truck. Yeah, I think it looks already so good. Cannot wait to, like, it's so easy to stitch this one and looks so beautiful that I just like I'm stitching and can't stop. See, those threads looking good. So I think for the back stitching we will try to create this fence in here where is cow's farm, and it's kind of like a fence holding them by the farm, right? So we're gonna outline the kind of road. So I will start back stitching. Let's talk about back stitching. Different company have their own rules how you back stitch. It could be from 1 thread and go up to 5 even. Depends on a design. In this particular design we will cross stitch only, not cross stitch, back stitch with 1 thread only. And there is a many different way how you can do it, but I will explain it to you as we will go. So I will keep design towards me, so for the comfort for me to stitch, but it doesn't matter from which side you do, it's still gonna be the same way. You just have to see the techniques and what it is about. So I'm gonna zoom as much as possible so you can see better. Is this would be good enough? I'm gonna move, we will gonna move a little bit close because I need to get my cross stitching off the table so I can stitch. So we're gonna move together, and maybe I just gonna hold in my hands, I don't know. Okay, so the way I start usually stitch, I stitch from the front, and I show you before my techniques how I do it, right? But because this is 1 thread, I will do the backing from the back. So I'm put my needle, because here is the line that we have to back stitch, and I'm worried there is a little bit out of focus because I got you too close. Okay, is this better? Okay, so I make my point where my needle gonna go. Now I'm gonna flip now another side, and I will look from here where I need to secure my thread. So now I'm seeing it that it's gonna be like in this point, so I'm gonna pull out, keep an eye on it, and I just gonna wave twice like this, and my needle is supposed to go in this hole in here up there that we mark. Right now I'm gonna pull from the other side, and that's it. If you're afraid this will come out, you can secure a little bit more better on this side, but Trust me, it's not gonna go nowhere. You can make it even more shorter, okay? And now we're gonna start to cross stitch. No, I keep saying cross stitch, back stitch. And let me see if I can look through the magnifying glass and if it's gonna be still good visible for you. Okay. Now, if we're gonna put back stitch as like line go, for example, where is last point of this line in here, right? This is going to be very long stitch, and when you wash your design, sometimes this thread could be flimsy and move around. So the most longer line I create is from one hole to another, or two of them, depends on the design. So in this situation we will do one by one maybe. So this is like a first way, and the line not exactly will follow in the holes. Sometimes you have to do as like splitting. No, see, I cannot get any closer, so I hope you can see. I might have to readjust a little bit camera. Just a minute, we're gonna do all together. Don't really want to stop video. I'm gonna make more from the top. Okay, so I create my first hole. I'm gonna go down, like this, and now I went inside in here. I will come out from here now and go backwards. So again, I go to my next line, but not in a holes. I go exactly where my painting line coming out. So I'm gonna pull out nice and gentle, not to pull my thread yet because it's not very secure yet. And now I go into the hole where we make our first line and go down like so. Now we will coming out from the same hole that we went our last time, like this. Can you see it? Go forward one. Now we go to the peak, and the peak will coming out from the hole actually. The last line will be, and we go backwards now to the line that we just did. And here we created our first fence line. So in an easy way to explain it to you, let me grab a paper. Okay, and maybe I will show you a piece of paper. Okay, so if we have our first point where needle is coming out from here, we go down this way, it's in. Now we go more up, this one will be out. We're gonna out and come back in the same hole. So we go here from the top of the canvas, we go under this hole in going out and go back into this hole again to create our line. I don't know if that's making sense or not. So it's all the time it's gonna be from this point, you know. If you coming out from here, you go in, then go further, go back in here, coming out from here, go forward. So it's always gonna go be kind of like in a circle. Then you come out from here, go again, So it's go from one hole to another, but by like in a checkerboard style. Not sure if I'm explaining properly or not. So we're gonna continue now with the, and I'm gonna move forward again because my hoop's still kind of like on a table and I can't really move my needle on the bottom. Okay, so we created our first line. We came out, I mean, we went in under our, just a minute, I'm gonna make a thread a little bit longer here so I can reach it. Okay, so now I went under, my thread now under came from this hole. Now we're gonna create these lines in here that we have. Okay, so the first, like the more close line, we're gonna go in here, but not in a hole in here that we have a hole, but right, we're gonna pinch into like between this where we have already lines, so we don't have any breakage of the line. So let me try to do it. Like right there, I literally like split my threads. So we did this one by one. Now what I'm saying, you can do through the two holes at once. For example, not to make in each hole, but you can split and go to two, which I did in here on a barn. I missed 2 crosses each time, not one by one. In some point I did one by one, and some 2 by 2, and you can't really see it. It depends how straight line go. If your line very wiggled, then you have to do more shorter lines. For example, in here I can see that I can do 2 of them because this piece of line pretty much straight in here, so I can go right in here. You see that? If I can go here in the bottom, my line is covered, see friends. Now this point a little bit kind of higher and go lower in here, so I will go from under my canvas, go just a 1, now square, go backwards to cover this point, and coming out again from this point where we come out. Okay, you can continue one line at a time, or you can just wiggle to kind of cover at the same time everything in here. So let's just create our line again. So I'm gonna go in here in 2 stitches because it's pretty much straight, or you can do in each hole, depends how you more comfortable with. Okay, so let's just do one by one. No, here we can do 2. So I'm gonna go through the 2 holes in here, coming out from the bottom over 1 like this, and go back into the same hole that I just went under my canvas. Now to go to this line, I can't go back into this line to start because I just went inside there. So I will coming out from here on the center somewhere where a line most likely straight, and I'm not go to the holes, I'm go straight in the middle of that square where my line will be. See that? And I'm not gonna go backwards now. I'm gonna go this way first because I have to get more close to this line to go this way to point. So if I go this way first now, coming out and come out from here, it's gonna be long thread from underneath, get back to this point. So I'm gonna stitch right now here, and you will see what I mean. See, now I'm coming out again from the same hole from the center. And then I kind of forward myself to the point more close where I have to continue stitching. And I'm gonna place right in the fence in here. There. And now I will coming out from my next point to create my continuous back stitching, and coming out from the same hole again up to go this way. Now because this one kind of I can see all the back stitching in here on the top, and they kind of finish in those lines were kind of like a snow lane in here, but in here, for example, where you cannot see the back stitching because of the different stitching, like we need to outline this car in here, so you really have to follow pattern in here and see. Look, this is where we're working right now, actually on this side. That's the part of the fence that we just making right now with you. Okay, so you have to kind of follow this piece of paper to count how many stitches, how long lines have to go. Okay, let me try to reposition camera one more time and see if it's gonna be better for you to see. Okay, let's try from this way. I literally kind of hold it up front of me and see if this is gonna be better. So my needle is coming out from here. We have to create our line till this point because we have in here our other fence go into this hole. So we're gonna go this way to here, but I will do in 2 stitches because this one will be a little bit maybe too long. See, it's kind of like a 1, 2, 2.5. Oh, sorry, like a 1, 2, 2.5 kind of. So I will separate them a little bit. I will go 1 in here, or I can do 2 in here, go on the bottom, and I literally barely can reach it because the angle of the camera. Now I'm coming out. Oh, I cannot do like this. I can reach my stitch in this way. Okay, not comfortable. Maybe I'm gonna turn around because the hoop up there is too long. So we're gonna work upside down with you together so I can see what I'm doing and I can reach it actually. I'm sorry, the inconvenience. Okay, so where we are right now. Hard for me to see. It's far away from me, kind of. Okay, so now I'm gonna go. Now I'm turned upside down, so I can't really see where I am. But let's just get this point first, and then I have to split the thread kind of right in half. Go back to the same hole that we already have. Now my fence will start in here, so I'm gonna come out from here and go in here. So watch. It really, you have to do whatever is best for you, the way lines line up. Like this one fence I find a little bit tricky. When you have a better, like a straight lines in here, it's so much easier, but that's the point. I want to show you the hardest part. So now I will go, because here kind of straight lines, I'm go right back into the center in here. I'm go in. There. Now I'm go coming out from here, go back into the same hole where we just came out from, go backwards. So you go forward, backwards. It's kind of like a backward stitching, or how would you call it? Okay. Now I'm gonna go again to the point where we finish, like right up there, because we still have a one little tiny line that go up to this hole. So we go in here, there, our fence created. And now we're gonna create this pole. So we're gonna do same thing. We're gonna coming out from the middle, go from the top here, coming out from the under the canvas from here, and go this way. So kind of like we're zigzagging. Okay, so we go under, gonna split in the middle this line. Let me just find it. Okay, you can do this definitely better. For me it's very hard to see because canvas far away, and I just can't split. Okay, I did split in here on half, so it's kind of like a 1 square and a half, about, sometimes in here maybe even 2. So that's how I work, 2 or 1 the most. I don't do more than 2 because I don't want to have thread later hanging down. So when we go, see, now we go down. Okay, we coming out from same center now, there, and I hope you understand. And we go backwards to the same fence pole that we started with. Oh, sorry, my kitty cat fur landed here, there. Okay, and because we went in here from underneath, so we can come out and continue here, so we will always have to go forward and coming back stitch and forward stitch. So we're going to do in here, gonna get it two squares and go backwards, go to the same hole that we went, and now we have a 1 stitch only in here. See, just a 1, go down, and we created the line. Now I go from the top where my line is supposed to go, stick down or pull down, and I will cross in here 2. What I mean 2 is 1 second hole because it's perfect line in here, and 2 is not as long. 2 and 1 I would say is the best. It's more, you will have better line. And now I'm not gonna go down to create this stick, which I could, yeah, we could. Okay, so let's make another 2 because it's like a perfect line. I'll go all the way down to that pole there and pull it out, and we're gonna meet them together. You see, and we created our stick. Now we're gonna go on the middle of this line. So again, I will go here first, come back, and this way, so it brings me more close to here. So I'm gonna split like right in the middle in here somewhere, like there. I go backwards first to my further line, coming back from again from the same, bear with me trying to find a hole because my canvas far away from me and a camera in front of me. It's such not comfortable. Okay, got it. Right there, we're going back from the center and go back to our line in here. There, see our fence growing. So let's keep continue. 2 or 1, depends how line go, because this line is wiggling in here, it's not very kind of straight. So you have to choose this for yourself if you want to go 1 or 2. See, I make here 2 because it was more straight line. Now I will make a 1 because the other line go a little bit on the angle by cutting stitches kind of on half. You see that? So I will come out. Okay, we went from here to here down. Now we'll come out up from this one again, same one that we just created. There. And make a 1. Go to the end of this spool, split in here. Hold on, let me just find it. There. Because this line kind of like an angle a little bit, you see that? So it's splitting our, we go right back to the same hole. And here's our fence, got a little bit angle. You see how smoothly that go. From here, so now my needle went inside in here. So now I have to see where is the easiest way for me to go. Or I can go from here and go this way, or I can continue in here to create my fence pole in here, because my needle went inside right in here. So I think I will go now from this one, kind of short line in here. So it's all about your vision, where you want to go first to create your fence. And I go right in the center because it's a 2 squares. I don't want to go any longer, and I go down here. Now from continue our fence down, kind of just slightly split in here threads there, but you have to really follow those lines. Doesn't have, see, like it's a little bit over from the hole, so you just have to follow line exactly to make as more as possible like a straight lines. Okay, which this fence never straight, so that's okay, that's the way designer think of. Okay, now I'm gonna go from this center in here, somewhere up there, go backwards to this pole, coming out from same hole, yeah, should be okay. We go right back into here. There. And then we have to finish our pole fence in here. So I'm gonna go from here to center. There. And that's how we create our back stitching. So let me turn around and show you what we created so far. So this is one way how you back stitch with 1 thread and 1 needle. There's another way of number 2 back stitching when you layering your thread, and this is actually going to be a good example to show you how to do it, but I will do this in a second video because I want to separate 2 back stitching in 2 different videos to not confuse you. So this is back stitching part number 1, and I will create another video for you backstitching second version how you can do it. Okay, so I think this video will be long enough for you. Thank you for visiting me. Thank you for your comments as always. Oh, I don't want to lose my needle, but there's thread coming out. And I hope you like this tutorial. I know it's not the best one, and I still have to kind of figure out my best way how to shoot video. It's a little bit difficult, but here it is, our backstitching. We created this fence already together with you, and wait for the video number 2 of different kind backstitching with the longer threads if you have to, and you can choose for yourself which way work best for you. Okay, I hope you have fun. Thank you very much everyone, and I will see you in my next episode.